Something that seems impossible has been going on in Oklahoma City. The rest of the NBA is starting to ask the same question about something that is so crazy, so sudden, and so big. What are the Thunder turning into? It feels like something important is happening every time they go onto the floor. A recent game versus the Jazz is one of the clearest instances of how dangerous this team actually is. Things were really bad for OKC. Down by 7 points, not winning the rebounding battle, getting outworked. Their rhythm is off, their confidence is going down. One of the few times this season that they seemed weak. The third quarter is almost over, with 7 minutes left. Only 7. Utah takes the lead with 2 free throws. A simple game, nothing big. But that moment lit a fire in OKC. About a minute and a half later, Lou Dort made a jumper that not only halved the advantage, but also opened up the game.
Over 5 to play in the third. SGA step back 3.
And bump, but this was a let him go.
Williams across court to Caruso. Drives and kicks. Williams for 3.
Adjustments I was talking about at half.
And this is just going to be a quick run from Caruso. To go to the hot hand. Someone's going to take a jump. And in. Wow.
After that basket, the Thunder didn't simply reply. They went crazy. Shot after shot, halt after halt. An unexpected surge of momentum. And by the end of the third quarter, a 7-point loss had changed into a 22-point win. A 29-point change in 7 minutes. It didn't seem real. It didn't seem like it could happen. How can a team be outplayed for almost 3 quarters and then suddenly blast the game wide open? How can a team go from having a hard time to being unstoppable before the crowd can even think about what's going on?
Dort again. Give me a break. Typical. Setting the pick for the mid-range man. And Dort again. Shares it.
They played it right way.
Yeah, that's the shoot.
They played it right way.
Isaiah Joe. Gilgeous-Alexander with Dort. Extra pass. Derek Queen helped out. You help, they burn you. Isaiah Joe. Clean look. What else is new? And he's going to get it like everything else.
That's what the Thunder's all about. They don't steadily wear you down. They wipe you out. And this wasn't even their best time. Check out what they did to the Pelicans not long after. From the very beginning, OKC didn't simply assault. They completely destroyed New Orleans. 49 points scored in the first quarter, a record for the franchise. An advantage of 25 points right away. What about the remainder of the night? More passing, more action, more trees, more of the defense that makes it hard to breathe that they are known for. New Orleans wasn't losing, they were going under. And this is even more shocking. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't play in the fourth quarter, not even 1 minute. And this wasn't a one-time night off. This is now a pattern. Shai didn't have to play in the fourth quarter of 10 of the Thunder's last 15 games. Not because he was in pain, not because the coaches intended to make his job easier, but the game was already over for OKC long before the fourth quarter started.
Temple was trying to foul or not.
Yeah. Temple, look, he's trying to foul him. Right there. Ooh, awfully close. As Shai
Oklahoma City.
He barely got that shot off.
How many MVP hopefuls regularly sit out complete fourth quarters because the lead is too big? How many teams can be so in charge that they consider the last 12 minutes as a break? This isn't typical. This isn't normal. This is a whole other thing. 16 wins, 1 loss. Half of those wins, full-on blowouts. But that still doesn't illustrate the complete difference between OKC and the rest of the teams. The truth is in the space between the lines. The Thunder have won by an average of 16.5 points in 17 games, which is the biggest margin in NBA history for that many games. Better than the Bulls of Jordan. The Warriors won 73 games, which is better. Better than last year's Thunder, who set records. And the terrifying part? They've done most of this damage by the end of the third quarter. After 3, the Hornets are down 17, 36 points ahead of the Lakers, 35 points ahead of the Warriors, 22 points ahead of the Jazz, up 26 on the Pelicans, up 18, 19, and 20 on everyone else. Before the fourth quarter starts, games are over. Teams aren't losing, they're quitting. And this isn't because of stat padding. If anything, OKC has been backing off. Late in games, they are slowing down. They're giving players a break. The bench is finishing the work for them. That's why these stats are so hard to believe. The margins could be substantially bigger if they didn't let up. So what's going on? How did a young squad get so strong? It starts with something that most teams don't have: depth. OKC still has 9 players who could start on many NBA teams, even without All-Star Jalen Williams. 2 whole teams that could start. When one worker sits down, another guy takes his place, and the work doesn't stop. Most teams can't handle injuries. The Thunder hardly notices. And yet that depth doesn't show everything, because the Celtics, Bucks, Nuggets, and Rockets aren't even close to OKC in terms of point differential. Houston is at plus 146. Denver is at plus 165. Good numbers. Oklahoma City, plus 277. It's not close. It's not even in the same conversation. But the real driving force behind all of this isn't the score, the depth, or the speed. It's the defense. The defense of OKC is too much. They are long, they move quickly, they're physical, they are locked in from the first possession to the last. You can switch every lineup. All of the players are active. Every rotation happens right away. There isn't a weak connection. There is no break. There is no time to take a breath. According to advanced stats, 5 of the top 15 defenders in the league play for Oklahoma City, 7 out of the top 20. This is without Jalen Williams, who could be their best defender. Think about it. There are always outstanding defenders on the floor. They never have to keep anyone a secret. They never give their opponents bad matches. How do you get back on your feet after that? How do you run? How do you even get points? You can tell when OKC is locked in. The air is different. The speed changes. The game gets tighter, like a vice. When you look at the historical numbers, it becomes extremely evident. The Thunder are on track to have the finest defensive season in NBA history, according to the relative defensive rating, which takes into account the era, tempo, and environment. Better than the Pistons of 2004. Better than the great defenses of the Spurs. Better than the Knicks from the 1990s, who were tough as nails. In a league that is meant to help offenses score a lot, OKC is stopping everything. So the real question today is, can this last? There are always obstacles in the road for every NBA club during a season. Slumps happen. Things happen that hurt. Teams change things up. But thus far, OKC has seemed almost resistant to weakness. Analysts utilize a stat called expected wins to figure this out. It estimates a team's total based on how well they play, not how many games they win. It got the 73-win Warriors almost exactly right. And based on that projection, the Thunder are on track to win about 74 games right now. More than any other NBA club ever. Now we have one big question. Are we seeing the start of the best regular season team ever? Because the indications are there. The rule is real. The margins are historic. The defense is hard to believe. There is no other depth like this. And the star power keeps expanding. Shai is a player who is at the top of the MVP level. Chet is turning into a two-way monster. The people who are playing roles are doing well. The chemistry is strong. The faith is growing. They don't play like a bunch of young people with a lot of talent. They're acting like a huge grown-up machine. The kind of team that comes in silently and then can't be stopped. So maybe the bigger question is this. If the Thunder keep playing like this, if their energy continues high, if their defense stays exceptional, if their depth stays strong, if their star keeps shining, who can really beat them? Who can make them go slower? Who can keep going for all 4 quarters? Who can make it through the runs, the defense, the pressure, the speed, and the depth? It seems like the answer right now might be no one. This Thunder team isn't simply winning games. They are changing what it means to be dominant. They are breaking numbers, trends, and expectations. This doesn't feel like a good start. It seems like the start of something important. And if they keep going at this rate, the NBA might have to take a step back and ask, is this the best team we've ever seen in the regular season? And what happens next if they keep growing better? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.